Greetings, dear learners. Welcome you all to the official YouTube channel of SRN International School, Jaipur, Rajasthan. I am Faculty of Social Studies at SRN International School. Today, in this video, I'll be explaining the topic of Grade 7, that is Elements of Weather and Climate. To begin with, we live on the planet Earth, and the Earth is a unique planet since it is made up of land and water that is necessary for the survival of living things. The Earth is surrounded by an envelope of air which is called atmosphere. Atmosphere is made up of various gases such as oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, dust particles and water vapor. It protects us from the harmful rays and scorching heat of the sun. All these gases are very important for the human beings, plants and animals. All weather phenomena takes place in atmosphere. Weather has a close association with climate. Now, when we talk about weather, weather may be defined as the condition of atmosphere at a given place and for a short period with regard to its temperature, humidity, pressure, speed of wind and its direction. It is estimated over a shorter time span, over a short period of time. Weather deals with atmospheric conditions extending over a shorter period of time, whereas climate gives an integrated picture of weather conditions extending over a longer period of time, such as a season or a year. Climate refers to the atmospheric conditions extending over a larger area, and the climatic data gives an average of the weather conditions collected during a month, a season or a year. Factors affecting climate are distance from the equator, distance from the sea, ocean currents, direction of prevailing winds, and the shape of land, which is known as a relief or topography. There are various other factors which affect the climate, that is the temperature near the surface of the land or sea, or humidity, or the temperature over oceans, that is height above sea level, then glaciers, snow cover, etc. All these factors affect the climate of a place. To explain the factors which affect the climate, we will like to take first latitude, which is the distance from the equator. Temperatures drop the further an area is from the equator due to the curvature of the land. The rays of the sun fall directly on the equator, making it more hot than the places which are away from it. And as we move away towards the poles, sunlight has a larger area of atmosphere to pass through, and the sun is at a lower angle in the sky, making the places less hot as compared to the places near the equator. The winds play an important role in the factors which affect the climate. First, the prevailing winds is the most frequent wind direction a location experiences. The horizontal movement of air along the surface of the earth is called wind. Wind is an important element of both weather and climate. A wind is named according to the direction from which it blows. For example, winds blowing from the western side are called westerlies, and Similarly, monsoons coming from the southwest direction are called the southwest monsoons, and those coming from the northeast direction are called the northeast monsoons. The direction of the wind is judged by means of an instrument which is known as Windvane. It always points towards the direction in which the wind blows. The speed of the wind is also not the same at all places and at all times. Sometimes the speed is slow and sometimes it is very fast. So, a wind vane is an instrument that tells about the wind direction. Specifically, a wind vane lets us know what direction the wind is coming from. A self-registering wind speed measuring instrument used in meteorological observatories is called anemograph. It is an instrument which records wind velocity. The third factor which affects the climate of a place is altitude or height above sea level. The locations at a higher altitude have colder temperature. Temperature usually decreases by 1 degree centigrade for every 100 meters in altitude. As we move above the sea level at a higher altitude, the temperature decreases and the places have colder temperature. Distance from the sea is also an important element which affects the climate of a place. That is, oceans heat up and cool down much more slowly than land. This means that coastal locations tend to be cooler in summer and warmer in winter than places inland at the same latitude and altitude. The word moisture or humidity refers to the dampness or wetness in the air. It denotes the amount of water vapor present in the air at given time and at a given temperature. Humidity varies from place to place and from day to day because it is closely related to temperature. We feel uncomfortable when humidity and temperature are high during the rainy days of summer. The information about these basic elements is continuously collected by different scientists throughout the world. These scientists are called meteorologists, and the science which deals with the study of weather is called meteorology. In India, the weather reports are prepared by the Meteorological Department of Government, and this department collects the data of temperature, wind, etc. and predicts weather on television or radio or newspaper. In India, the information about day-to-day weather is recorded at various places all over the country. They are called weather stations. A weather station is a facility either on land or sea with instruments and equipments for measuring atmospheric conditions, to provide information for weather forecast and to study the weather and climate. The weather data collected at the weather stations are transported to Central Observatory at Pune, and trained weather experts prepare weather maps on the basis of these data. These days, weather satellites are also used to monitor the weather and climate of the earth. They collect data about the upper layer of the atmosphere, and the information is shared by different countries amongst themselves. Thank you, and if you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you and stay blessed always.